So I'm going to start this video, and I'm not going to explain much more about what you're going to see on screen. So, without further ado, I mean, Future Jordan probably already put up a thumbnail, but we are going to work with Aaron once, and then if I die within like actually, Eldritch Parasite, okay, that just throws my whole run into whack. But without further ado, let's just get a move on. So, Eldritch Parasite, and off we go. It's been a while. I wonder how many ally attack characters I've played recently. But anywho, as we get into Aaron Eldritch Parasite, you are probably gonna see two runs. And the only other thing I'll say is that I haven't made the rest of the graphics. I did low stamina, low reason. Charisma, thankfully. Second mystery, second encounter, knowledge, light, and maybe a strength check, but hey. But I can get into kind of the meta talk. So the reason why I just went off for about 6 to 12 hours doing something else we have the library notes, never mind. Is that I reached a short block. I knew I just needed a moment to kind of cool down, so I decided to do something else instead. So Vigil, Arms, Footage, Postal, Orphan. Not too many bosses to worry about, but still have to worry about fighting in general. And so I was gonna do ally attack, but with only 6 charisma, this character does have, if you didn't already see, Anxious Athlete and Smooth Talker. So they have access to... Oh, this would have been very, very nice for an ally attack run. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind, moving on. We do get Fame there, but again, we're looking for one of 2 spells. Again, basically, bare minimum, you can probably work... No, you actually can't. You can't. I'll explain what I mean in a moment, but basically 6 charisma and a chance at getting Fame is the bare minimum for running ally attack. If you don't have Fame, I say 7 to 8, but really you need 8 charisma, and the reason for that is because you want to ally attack ASAP, and not being able to do so comfortably is not really great. If you don't mind lowering the threshold of your own tolerance. If your tolerance is a bit higher, you can run... If you can do prep ally attack into a kick, then I say, okay, yeah, you can do what you want. But aside from it, I just realized because I'm on Perm, there's a chance for me to... I think you can roll spells on History Club. I didn't check. I know you can gain spells when you get a spell from the spell pool. Perm spells can be added. And for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, Perm allows me to play with a custom Old God, as you see here, and it also adds in... I've also added in custom item spells and... not status effects. Maybe an ally? I can't remember. But you get the point. I had to cough. Yeah. It's a pain. But the reason why... So I mentioned something about an exception earlier that I was going to mention later. I might as well mention it now. We're just going to kick, by the way. So I was thinking about whether or not 7 charisma without Fame was doable. And the reason why I was a bit adverse to mention that... On a base God run, not on an Aaron run. Aaron run can just throw everything out the window. But, yeah, 7 charisma without Fame means that there is a chance that you enter your second mystery without leveling up. And the level up, even though you wouldn't have Fame on that theoretical run, you want to be able to ally attack twice, because I think, if I recall correctly, the Boss of Ward and the Scissor Lady and Scissors, you may want to gamble on 2 ally attacks. Now, the Scissor Lady has a lot more power, but that doesn't change the fact that you can possibly 2-turn her. And then the Boss of Ward, you can prep ally attack, but you might want to just go for 2 ally attacks. And basically, there are a lot of gambles you can take. They might not be the best gambles, but you're probably going to be able to 2-turn them anyway. For Scissor Lady, if you take her as the first and second mystery, which are the which I mentioned specifically for a reason, you can ally attack, and as long as you hit 1 ally attack, you can... I'm trying to crunch the numbers in my head just to make sure. You can throw the wooden bat, and then I think prep ally attack to guarantee an out. If you don't just, for some reason, just use the wooden bat, but you wouldn't normally do that because the strength's too high. Yeah, not really much else to say there. And then for the Boss of Ward, if you miss 1 ally attack but hit the other... you can still prep ally attack and use the handcuffs. And I don't remember if you can do the same with Akamanto. I don't remember if it's required, but if you have like 6 charisma, you could probably Akamanto just fine. Again, I don't remember the exact numbers in my head at the moment. But if you're working with just base mysteries, that's why 7 charisma, even if you don't have fame, may not be what you want, because you want to be able to do 2 ally attacks and gamble on a 2-turn. Anyway, I think that's one of the top 3 deepest talks of balance or strategy I've talked about in a while. But again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember everything correctly. I wanted to do Vigil into Postal, I think. Yeah, even though Orphan is Orphan, meaning that there are some bad effects that can happen, I think we would rather do other things. Because there's no boss, and then Vigil is just a long mystery. I could have taken Vigil 4th, but I can't guarantee that I'll be healthy. Actually, no, I'm on an Eldritch Parasite run. I just looked at my 28 stamina, and I'm like, what am I talking about? Anywho, sell these for funds, use the library books for experience. We haven't even leveled up, so this is the exact situation I'm kind of talking about. The odds of you getting to your second... If you take a second mystery that has a boss in it, reaching that boss without leveling up is very low, but as we get a soul mat... yeah, that's going to be better for me. I'm losing my mind at the moment. Well, hold on. Let me focus for a second. Clap, clap, bow, bow. I don't want to take more Doom. That's the main reason I'm doing a Vigil. But, yeah, 7 Charisma without Fame. I wouldn't advise it, but if you had to, feel free. You just might... You want to be very about your mysteries. But if you have 8 Charisma without Fame... if you start a run with 8 Charisma without Fame, do whatever you want, basically. Now, you can go the reverse way, I had to cough. And you can go the reverse way and say that taking a boss mystery without getting fame at all is you're in the same boat. But just getting fame, even if you take a second boss and you don't have fame and you only have like 6 charisma, the fact that you can get fame afterward is what is very valuable, if I were to try and explain myself. So, yeah, you might take extra damage because you didn't get fame before your second mystery boss, but... it's going to make up for it if you grab fame afterward, even if it's on your 4th, 5th mystery, especially if they're boss mysteries for whatever reason. Then yeah, you want to be able to get fame and then just benefit off that if you're running ally attack. And again, for those who are completely not in the know, this is for a specific version of ally attack that I like to run. Although I wouldn't deny there are other ally strategies where you can use ally attack, but the one I like to do is basically just grabbing all your allies at the very beginning of the run. Period. That's the strategy, and then you just use ally attack as your quote-unquote weapon instead. Which did a lot for so for a quick history lesson. Yeah, Mizuki really needed that. We are a lot slower, so that's gonna hurt me a bit. But we have Ghostly Spirit, so I don't care. Unless there is actually, yeah, Aaron could indirectly affect you by way of. Goodness, this is so bad. By way of... It's kind of good that we have skin removal, but it really depends on the situation. But... I forgot what I was saying. Moving on. Good. So, unfunny enough is also true, but funny enough, we're not going to see the low stamina, low reason graphic until probably the very end, but maybe that's okay. I've already tested the character myself, but hey. And then footage, Postal, Orphan. Yeah, so we take Postal... You can take footage 4th. We're entering our 3rd mystery with about 37% Doom. Still on schedule, but, you know, just a bunch of checks. I mean, rolled 12 there. Didn't matter if our dexterity was 2, but you get the point. RNG allows me to survive or lose at its whim. That doesn't mean you make the best... that doesn't mean you don't try. I'm trying to figure out how to say this double negative because it's a double negative that matters, I think. But... Again, at the mercy of RNG. Those two aspects are fighting against each other. Now, again, that being said, I do think your win rate can be at minimum 80-85% with good strategic play, but as you can see, I am a multitasker who cannot even focus on the multitask that I am multitasking. So, shrug. Also, I have a bunch of funds. I really should grab something. You know what? Funny enough, we're gonna visit the legal den really quickly. Yeah, 13 damage is a lot. On top of... No, that's right, the empty bottle is useless to me. Yeah, we'll get the Molotov cocktail. So that's Doom, essentially for damage. Period. That's all I have to say at the moment. think, you know, actually it still depends. So if I don't want to lose Doom or Stamina, I should use Skin Removal. But if I don't want to lose just a bunch of Reason, then I should use the Totu Flame. That's what I'm trying to say. Anywho. Do we have an ally? We do, but it's only one ally, but still, I mean, look at the perks I have to choose from. So, did I want it? No, let's just do Strength. Let's just do Strength. Now, if I do need more Doom, I can let go of the Hermit, but for the moment, we'll deal with this. So, is this Pain? It is 5 Doom. Well, and then 4 Stamina on top of that, and we fight for our life. We should be able to get out of, like, yeah, you have 35 HP. That's pretty bad. 1, we have this Molotov cocktail, but 2, we also have the power. Oh, that's right. The Lost Soul Mask is giving us damage. But we also have the power of Ghostly Spear. We can use it at least 3 times comfortably. And right after, I can't fit 3 kicks anymore. Pain. Yeah, I still use Ghostly Spear though. I think we have like 2 uses left-ish before we before our max stamina drops to 15. But hey. And off we go. So did I say I was gonna do 2 runs? I think I did. Well, hey. I'll do my best. So, footage went to Orphan, I think is the plan. Let's hope I'm not forgetting an encounter. I haven't played Orphan a lot, I don't think, in 10 to 20 episodes. And if I have, well, feel free to correct me. That's why you, the viewer, can play along with me. But, ow, my foot. But, did I ever use the police station? I didn't. Well, so we have footage. Yeah, we can put it in the mansion. I should have put it in the mansion earlier, but forgot. So, let's try to make this forest a lot nicer. I mean, it's guaranteed to be easier, except when we get branded. And then we get the Inspasu look, but, you know. Now, the funny part is, yeah, if Mind Wipe goes too far down, it's hard to click on it. I don't know if it'll ever become impossible to click, but let me know, because I don't remember if I've ever received that many status effects yet. But, yeah, that does nothing for me. Can we fit 3 kicks here? Oh my goodness. The, Aaron, my action speed! Now, reminding myself I do have Ritual Dagger. I completely forgot about that, but still, the fact that my action speed is dropping like a truck, that makes no sense to say, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's really bad. Ah, time skip! I wonder what happens when you run out of town effects to proc for Aaron. Idle question. But anywho, 2 dexterity or 6 charisma. We rolled a 1, but I'll take it. Because it could have been a lot worse. Experimental drug is doing nothing for me here. I have a lot of funds, by the way. I also forgot to grab the meat cleaver because I was full on inventory and I was too unfocused on staying alive. But as we enter probably our 5th and last mystery with under 10 stamina and 10 reason, we'll do our best, I guess. So definitely can't use skin removal because we need our reason for the moment. This is not guaranteed, but I don't really have much recourse. 85%. Could have made that 95-95, but So we get a concussion, but we also get a brick, which is interesting. We get absorb. We're not going to use skin removal anymore. And I should have grabbed the brick, but we're still on encounter lockout, I think? Yeah. And off we go. So, I don't... No, actually, the backpack. The backpack, yeah, the backpack. Sell the backpack. I don't know if you could throw the backpack, but... This ritual robe is not doing much for us either. I mean, we could have gotten another spell, but usually you don't need that many spells. So, off we go. You know, it would be nice, though, to grab Mind Drain here. Mind Drain would make this run a lot nicer. I also just Oh, no, I'm going crazy. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Improvise, please. And this. Now, at this point, I probably should have just doubled up on Charisma, but... There's an old coin, by the way, and I didn't grab it, but it's fine. We can throw something at this. Do I want to throw something at this? No, I think we just continue Ghostly Spearing. Now, I'm keeping an eye on my stamina just to make sure I don't overuse stamina, but otherwise, yeah, as we have 3 damage kicks. 3 times 2 is 6, but anywho. I think we do want to use this old coin, because Branded is going to be the... Something else is... I probably should get rid of something else, but one of these things is not like the other, so branded it is. Back to the meat cleaver, and off we go. So encounter-wise, we're perfectly fine. We don't care about these burns because we should never be getting hit by an enemy. We should be one-turning every enemy without receiving damage. But as a dog borks in the background, we'll go into Orphan and see if I lose here. 81% isn't the worst thing in the world. But that extra one, like, I say 80% is on thing. I mean, we rolled a 10 on dexterity. What do you want from me? Receive 1, 5 doom. Yeah, we definitely need a monument here. Hopefully it asks for stamina. No, actually it can't ask for anything. It actually asks for funds. I didn't mean to enter this, but now that we're here, I guess we might as well just deal. Or get nothing, I guess. We can grab the Q stick. I didn't mean to enter the illegal den. I was trying to enter the monument. But we do have a light source, so you know what? We'll risk that. And hey, there are low stamina and low reason. And I'm not going to mention much else after that. So, we get an STE counter because that can be given to you. We get more empty bottles, but we have a bunch of damage already. We failed more checks because RNG. And if I were to think, I mean, I could have just gone with ally attack. Because even if I went with ally attack, there's no guarantee my doom would be as high as it would be. And there's a few reasons why I could say that, but why I say that, but I don't know if my theories are correct. So instead, what we're gonna do is sit here and Ghostly Spear once, 6 damage. This is guaranteed? Question mark. It is not. I'm gonna option select. I would have missed the option. I always forget that I have to cast the spell. Funny enough, that's closer pixel distance wise, but hey, 93% doom by the way. Buy a ticket, fail a luck check, and back into the monument we need to go. So we might lose there, but I need the doom. I need the doom. We could have grabbed empty bottles here. That actually doesn't matter. My stamina's so low, I can probably Ghostly Spear this dog all the way to victory. So I'll do just that, but right on top of that, let's grab our empty bottles again. So 1, 2, we're not handcuffing anything yet. But again, probably doesn't matter at this point. So, yeah, let's actually we can't even double up because we lost a point of charisma. So, we just die, I guess. I think I have at least 2 stamina checks. And then we took damage from holes. Yeah, holes. And I definitely have a stamina check. So, yeah, we'll do another run this video. Yeah, that's all I really have to say for myself. Now, funny enough, our Doom is actually looking nice, but the problem is that, well, actually, we don't have a stamina check. We don't have a stamina check. Well, hey. Fun times ahead. So, I did forget my second encounter, by the way. So, whoops. Now, if Aaron can decrease our Doom, that would be nice. That's why the run isn't over yet. Period. That's all I have to say at the moment. I did arms into Vigil, I think. That means maybe I could just process of elimination with something that I know I haven't fought. I don't remember any of these names, so I am guessing on a 25% chance. What did I do? If I did Vigil second, did I fight 2 encounters? Did I fight 2 encounters in arms? The Two-Faced woman would have been in the... No, actually she could have been in the mansion. I'm trying to logic this out as if it makes any sense. Yeah, I don't know at all. I'm gonna guess Two-Faced woman? Nope. So, I guess as the natural order of RNG corrects itself, yeah, let's go into another one. Harold, this time we'll not play Aaron. We'll go to Harold Curious Birthmark. And let's actually play this game. Oh my goodness. Also, I know you heard me click there, but there have been moments in which I swear there was one time I opened World of Horror and it just crashed, but maybe I was clicking in the background. So if nothing else to note this video, if you're playing with custom content specifically, don't mash your clicks when you are doing anything really, but mainly investigating or starting up or reloading the game. But yeah, let's get into another run. So Curious Birthmark, into a Herald run, and off we go. So 6 charisma. We do have fame, but this is the bare minimum because you really actually want 7 charisma, I think, to guarantee the kick after prep ally attack. Toxic on strength, second knowledge, charisma, maybe, but we're losing about 6 stamina damage. Probably just losing it guaranteed because all we're gonna do is throw our stat points into charisma, unless we desperately need stamina or reason. But I would not advise that, because you want to increase your charisma as much as possible. Really as much as possible, because you don't know the power values of enemies. Teacher, mermaids, orphan instead, because ward here does not have a thing. Custom mystery, and that's 3 custom mysteries, question mark? Or 3 bosses. Yeah, 3 bosses. So teacher, ward, taxi. We want to take these 3 first. Yeah, I know we have mermaids, and yeah, we have orphan, but we can take mermaid into orphan and skip mermaid's boss. That's the plan of action. Now, yeah, let me do teacher first. Funny enough, having fame would allow us to brace here, but again, I don't really have the luxury of bracing at the moment. So I didn't actually mean to enter the history club, but it's nice to check in and see. Otherwise, I would like to grab at least 1 ally, but I guess I'll try again in about 3 investigations. And if you run into an enemy, we just have to deal. So yeah, we can scary story or creepy story recruit, but the problem is if we run into an enemy, very, very bad things happen to our HP. We're gonna police station. I forgot. Mermaids into orphan last, and I think that takes me to the village, but I want to put the police patrols in the forest. We're in teacher now. We're doing ward later. Oh, I need to grab the hospital pass. That's what I need to do. And then there is something else. I guess we will do village. I think village is maxed out level, right? Yeah, it was. So let's prepare. Oh no, we already have enough funds. So let's grab the hospital pass. Here's the Colt revolver that I added. Yoichi would be interesting, but we need to keep Yoichi for ally attack strats. That's the end of the sentence. Now we grab a crowbar, we might as well equip it, but with 10 experience, hopefully this time I recruit a student without needing to share a story. That way we can do that to the other 2 allies. Now we do thankfully get a point of charisma. We also got a point in strength. Perception, I don't care. But unless we get 4 stacks of hallucinations, then I'll care. But yeah, the next thing we want to do is just grab a bunch of allies here. And away we go. So yeah, that's a lot of doom to get, but it's well worth it for the safety you would normally receive during encounters. And if we get fame, then yeah, it's really strong. The main downsides are if I forgot that's doom. Are if you are in a very doom intensive run without ally attack strat. So what I mean by that is, say you have footage into vigil, or maybe you have botanist into footage, or you have a lot of enemies that do doom damage and you can't really brace or get out without losing or without doom increasing a bunch, then ally attack is a lot more scary. And by enemies that do a lot of doom, I mean for some reason you can't one-shot them with ally attack after getting fame, or maybe you fight them early. Maybe you fight doom enemies early on and you don't have fame yet. That's what I mean. But anywho, so let me just make sure. Okay, 7 charisma is the threshold to actually just throw in a kick, but we don't want to handcuff this enemy because it's not worth it. Now, it's really unfortunate because, yeah, we're just barely 1 HP off from a thing. Now, I could toss the crowbar at this, but 2 stamina is not the worst thing to lose. So as Sensor Bunny goes on the screen, we low rolled anyway, so it doesn't matter if we had an extra damage on our ally attack. But here, on the other hand, we just take 6 doom in the face. Hopefully we don't get badly bleeding. Thankfully, we're going into ward next. But, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Because we're going to ward next, so it doesn't matter if I get badly bleeding, because I can possibly recover that injury in ward, assuming I have the funds. So, as Sensor Bunny comes off the screen, let us go into ward. And for nothing else, we want to use the handcuffs on the boss of ward. It's, boss of ward, or non-ending A boss of nails, and Akamanto human, so non-ending A Akamanto are the 3 primary suspects of being handcuffed. Period. That's the end of the sentence. Now, I would like to level up here. Unfortunately, what will happen if I can't level up is that I have to... Or, what happens when I do level up is that I can't reroll because our doom is already too high. So, we cross our fingers and hope that our doom doesn't shoot up into the roof. We actually want to keep both of these curses, because mermaids will give us a free out, I think, on both endings. On the double nurses, on the other hand. So we're going to take this encounter because there's a chance we 2-turn. Because if we hit this kick, and then we roll high, as we get 2 stacks of Masochistics. Unfortunately, they don't proc, so funny enough, I think we old coin away one of the Masochistics. If they do stack, let me know, but I'm not going to take that risk when our run is looking a bit dicey at the moment. We get no stats at all. In fact, all of these are pretty not great, but you know what? Yeah, we're actually going to reroll here. Hey, fame! That's what we wanted for sure, but yeah, I wasn't actually planning to do a thing. I think I rested on accident. No, I didn't. Oh my goodness, my words. Actually, accident. But we're entering our third mystery with about 60% Doom. Now, let's... this is the occasional reminder that, yeah, it cost us Doom getting the hospital pass, too, but really it was the setting up ally attack that gave us the most Doom. Let's just take the injury, by the way. Funny enough, I think that's better for me. But let's find out. Okay, well... we want to option select these handcuffs, unless we miss 2 attacks, but... Off we go, and then I forgot my second encounter, so that's not great, but let's just heal as much as possible and start sprinting till the end. So what do we... Yeah, taxi. Yeah, that's all I have to say, taxi. This is reason, right? Okay, it is. And off I go. I think, funny enough, we want to equip the steak knife instead. No, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. Going ahead. Now, we will grab a pack of cigarettes, but... first of all, yeah, if RNG is a little bit better, it'd be great. But also, I'm trying to think of what ending I want for Taxi. I think we just run through the trees again. We can't afford to really lose too much more HP. And I feel I'm going to be failing a lot of checks. This is a lot more Doom, I forgot. But at least, so a 2 Doom, 15 experience, and then an encounter. But it doesn't matter, because you stuffed all of my allies in the car with me, you fool! And then we map. Can the map proc during the ending chase linked events? I don't remember, but either way, I don't want to risk it, so... I really should just explore the other 2 options, or at least look at the other 2 options, because, yeah, that would be great. Just in case there's something else I could do here. But otherwise, yeah, as we enter this forced investigation... Again, you'll note that our Doom is at a stable 65-ish%. And we run through the trees. 68, but at least we can still survive this run is what I'm trying to say. It's you versus us. Now, we might not hit every one of these attacks, but 2 stamina damage is not the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately for them, yeah, the power of our 6 allies? Yeah. 6 allies. And being famous means that you're protected by simps. But, can I say that on this platform without robots hurting me? I'm pretty sure, right? Anywho, let's move on, and let's see. So, not Labyrinth, mermaids. Yeah, mermaids. Forgot to level up, core strength, charisma. So again, yeah, this character has anxious athlete, so you can grab core strength as well. It's a little plus on top of running ally attack, because if you can fit a kick, then your kick also does more damage as well, which... As you just saw in a previous, I think in Ward specifically, but I think it was something else before that. Yeah, an extra point of damage can give you a 1 turn, which, yeah, is pretty important. Anywho. Keeping in mind, we also have Kyoko, so we can let go of Kyoko at the end of this run, or right before we get to 100% Doom. Period. That's all I have to say. It would be great to lower Doom. That's not great. I think we can prep ally. So, I mean, we have... minimum 20 damage guaranteed, but gambling here on hitting 32 HP is something to think about. But I really should have just been doing prep ally attack. Return it. That's Doom. And distract, because we have the Nsmasu look, but that's ending D. And off we go. Yeah, I don't remember my second encounter at all, so if we have it, we lose. Now, our Doom is very, very high anyway, but not much I can do about that at the moment. So, double up on Charisma, and into Orphan we go. I think it's dependent on a check that we get the status effect that gives us more damage. Yeah, so I think we need... Yeah, we definitely need to Monument. The question is how many times. We're just going to do it as much as possible. We have to take the risk at this point. Yeah, so when I say as much as possible, I mean 3 minimum. But I don't feel like losing more HP Penalty damage makes me heal less there. I'm still so sad that technically that's a bug. Or no, it's not, because yeah, it's this. If you just say it's dangerous and you just want to reduce stamina and reason by a penalty, then sure. But because of what I was thinking was that, hey, if you fail, then it makes sense to receive a penalty. If you succeed a check, then it doesn't make sense. But again, you could be treated as the other way. So where you just heal less or take more damage overall. Yeah. So here's the ghost encounter I was afraid of. Can we get out here? Maybe? I'm gonna do my best, actually. So we're gonna throw the crowbar. Then we're gonna throw the steak knife. Actually, so fun little note here. If you load up an ally attack, and notice that you can't do this, I won't do this myself, but if you were desperate and don't want to lose a run for whatever reason, if you have ally attacks stored up, you can load them. That's a bug, for sure. But, because I don't want to do that, we can actually, you know what? We can toss Kyoko at this enemy and then do our sever kicks out. We do less damage now, but it doesn't matter because we still get about 16 damage guaranteed. And getting rid of Kyoko also lowers our doom. So, oh, that's right, the map is also proccing in our face. So, that's why our doom is so low. I'm pretty sure. But, I wasn't keeping track, so off we go. So, I should have used the cigarettes earlier, by the way. That probably would have allowed us to sever kick without losing Kyoko. But, funny enough, for me specifically, I probably would have just forgotten that I had Kyoko and forgot to release her. But anyway, up this staircase we go. We should be able to survive no matter what. Takushi-san is not going to have a good time. But, I mean, maybe he dodges all of our allies. He did not, but hey. Also, I'm very curious as to see why the player name, I think, is not all uppercase. I thought that was because of the... I thought somehow the... Oh, hold on. Let me think for a moment. Oh, I think we did teacher first, right? It was not you, and it don't remember what the anomaly attendant was. So I'm actually going to say the school. It was. But yeah, I thought it was tied to the name. It might have been tied to the name thing. I didn't mean to fail that because I was accidentally clicking. But as I bookended this video by accidentally clicking early, yeah, I thought it was tied to the name variable in the Ito file. It was not. So I swear that base characters have their names in all caps. That's just a little pet peeve of mine. But anywho. Yeah, really, not really much else to say. If you have anything to ask, questions, comments, concerns, then let me know. Otherwise, any suggestions, also let me know. And thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye!